Hey everyone, I'm Dennis from 76 Tracks. For any of you that have been following us for a while, as you notice, we switched to a 79 series Landcruiser from the 76. There's nothing wrong with the 76. It was probably one of the best cars we've owned. It's just our plans changed in time, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to have the ability to tow a boat. And living out of the back of the 76, I found with towing different size boats, it was a bit of a pain getting into the back and up on top of the tent without having to unhitch the boat. The reason we chose the 79 would be because, well, we had the 76 from about 2018. We bought it with around 30,000 kilometres, did a few things to it, and we worked out over time what was some of the things that we thought we would incorporate into the new build. With the 76, it's like a very condensed sort of setup. You've got everything living out of the rear drawers. We had the flip up windows at the rear, and it was a really nice compact setup for two people, getting in and out of the rooftop tent. But whenever we found that we were towing a boat, camping with a boat, because our whole life was packed into the back of the car, you're always stepping over the drawbar, and just little small things were starting to get a bit annoying. So that's why we went for a 79 series with a canopy, so everything was accessed from the side. At the very worst, you would be climbing up the ladder into the tent, so it's no real big drama. And while going for the 79, we found we've got a lot more space. Everything's in the back of the car. We're not using the rear seat as much for storage, and it just gives us a bit more room for what we wanted to do with our travels. We have full intentions of going back to doing another full lap of Australia, going back to Cape York, going back to the GVM Road. There is all places that we want to do again, and we're pretty excited to take the 79 for a lap around. So moving on with that, we'll go through what we've done with the car so far. We'll start at the front, work our way to the back, and yeah, let's get to it. So we've gone from owning a 76 series Landcruiser Workmate, which didn't have any of the diff locks or any of that sort of fancy stuff. It had a limited slip. It was manual hubs. Never had any real drama with it. But we've gone to a 2023 79 series dual cab. It is the VDJ motor, the V8. It's pretty well the last of them. I got no issues with the 4-cylinder models. I think they're a really good thing in the auto boxes. I personally haven't driven one, but with the V8 model cruisers, I know where I am at with them. We've had one for so long, I can work on a lot of the stuff myself. If I'm ever stuck on the side of the road, there's not much that I haven't had any sort of experience around these. We use them a lot for work and those sorts of environments, so I'm just very familiar with them. I'm comfortable with them. It's easier for me to continue that sort of playing field, I guess. So yeah, that's why we ended up sticking with that. The blue was just the colour choice. If we were going to go and buy a GXL, this one has the diff locks. It had auto locking hubs, but we did change them out to the manual hubs recently. I like to be the ability to, if I'm backing a trailer in up and down the boat ramp or something like that for such, I can put it in low range without the front wheels trying to engage on hard gravel or concrete. That's sort of the key differences, apart from a few bits of chrome and interior pieces, I suppose, but you don't really get that much difference in there. You get electric windows. There's really not a great amount of difference in the GXLs. It's just, basically your front and rear diff locks are a key thing, and we have been out and had a bit of a play with them, and it's good to have. With any of the engine work, we haven't done anything crazy with it. We did get a tune done by Downunder Diesel, Andrew's team at Bullen there, west of Sydney. We got the 76 tuned by them at about 40 or 50,000 kilometres, and like I say, we sold the car with just under 300,000 on it and never had any issues with it. So he's fitted us up with an NPC clutch and flywheel, as well as given the engine a tune. I think we picked up around 620 650 newton meters of torque and around that 150 kilowatts power, rear wheel power, rear wheel kilowatts. So he's done a really good job tuning it, and it was faultless in the 76, so I'm confident in taking the car back to him, and anyone with a Landcruiser could have full confidence in going to him and the work completed by him and his team down there. So with every off-road car, if you're going to be doing any sort of water crossings, we thought it was quite necessary to get the car with a Snorkel. We had a Safari Snorkel on the previous cruiser, being an Jmacx. It's a, you know, I'm very happy with the look of them. I'm personally not a big fan of the stainless look snorkels, but each their own. We had no issues with the last one on the 76. It's been a great thing. We've been through quite deep water crossings on it and never had any issues. And Safari put a lot of time and engineering into airflowing their product, so I think it's a good thing. Wheels and tyres, I've always been a big fan of BF Goodrich. I have tried other brands of tyres. I've had Mickey Thompson's, we've had Mickey Thompson's, we've had Maxxis, we've had several other tyres, and I just seem to come back to, or gravitate back to your BF Goodrich tyres. And this time we're running a King Offroad wheels. They're quite good tyres and wheels, the 16-inch, running a 33-inch tyre, or 285/75 16. It's all we've ever really needed. I have run bigger tyres on previous cars, and this has managed to get us all the way around Australia as they are, and we've done some pretty gnarly tracks with them. We're not super into going completely off-road and to the point where we'll flip a car, but we have done the old telly track and different parts of River Road and some of the big high country and things over the years, and I've never really had to go back to 35s. You know, it is nice and everything, but you use a lot more fuel, your rolling diameters, it's a lot more wear and tear on your wheel bearings. 33s are very easy to get. 35s are becoming more common. One of the big reasons we ran 33s is no matter where we were in Australia, you're able to pick one up quite easily. 35s are becoming a lot more accessible no matter where you are now as well though, so you never know, we might end up back there as well. But for now, this is where we are. So being the facelift model Landcruiser, at first, without any bar work or anything, I had quite a good look around for what I would prefer on the front of these cars, and I found a lot of them didn't suit, or in my opinion, didn't line up with the square body of the car. I noticed a lot of the Bullbars that are coming out for them, they don't actually line up very well with the wheel arches or the flares of the 79s, especially with the GXL model. Whereas like this is why we ended up moving towards ATD Customs. They make a really high quality bar. It's Australian made and design. And the guys down there and the team at ATD Custom were really great to deal with. And when you actually go in and have a bit of a look, I've seen plenty of bull bars around where the powder coating isn't quite up to scratch or they haven't gotten in everywhere. Whereas like they look over the whole process, it's all done in Australia, and the quality of their work is just far superior than a lot of the imported stuff that you'll get. It's nice and solid. You've got your dual scrub rails with your indicator lenses in the side of the bar. A lot of nice laser cutting work, and they make their own incorporated winch fair lead. They design their own winch fair lead inside the bar as well. And with a lot of this stuff, it just suits the front of the 79 series a lot better, having the riser in the center of the bar, the posts, and they make a lot of different designs too, whether it be a 4-post, 5-post, with your mesh at the front or your rake at the bottom of the bar. They do a lot of different designs, but this is what we lean towards, and they have a really heavy duty underbody protection under the radiator as well. So when you come under the car at the front here, you'll see that there's a nice heavy duty protection to the under the car for your underbody protection, as long as your recovery points. And they're happy to do some of these things in a lot of different colour designs and whatever you like. So when they fit these out, they put the sequential indicator lights in the fronts as well as some steady light bars in the front, which, you know, it gives you a much wider beam angle of your headlights or your high beams. And we've ended up moving with ultravision spotlights as well. We've run ultravision in the past on different vehicles, and they just same thing. It's Australian made. It's produced in the country. I think these guys are based out of a place called Swan Hill in West Victoria. They do a really high quality high beam, and it's I can't get the specs off the top of my head. We'll put them into the description of this video, but they're probably some of the best spotlights that we've had to run with. With our winch as well, we've gone for the Winch VR 12,000 pound winch with Dyneema rope, and the Factor 55 winch hook there is off the 76 as well. We've never had any issues with it. It's great because you can put your soft shackles and everything into it. Other things to mention is this is just the GME UHF aerial. We've just run the GME UHF inside the car again. It's the exact same as what we had in the 76. Always happy with it. It's got a nice amount of gain. I think it's 6.6 dBi. And then the other one is Zedify's own aerial for their self-fire phone booster. So this will automatically pick up where you are. It also has an accelerometer in it, I believe, to depict which angles the car are on, if there's hills in there, so it switches automatically between high and low gain. If you spend a lot of time on the phone in the car like we do, it's really good for keeping the best reception that you can get out of the phone booster. A lot of these days people are moving towards your Starlinks and those sorts of things as well, and being able to Wi-Fi call is great, but with us, I make a lot of business calls out of the car, so it's always great to have something that's not going to drop out of reception all the time. These things work really well in the way that they boost an existing signal. If there's no signal around, they're obviously not going to work, but they are a good thing. So with the bonnet, we installed just some gas straps. I think they're from Pirate Life. To, you know, how good's that? Being able to just, you know, as they should be, I guess. But unfortunately, they're not. And it's nothing worse when you've got something like a bonnet that you have to reach so far back in, and you've got to reach past the support. So with the underside of the bonnet, we haven't done a huge amount. I did change the airbox to a HD Automotive airbox. It still runs the factory panel filter. I assume you can fit some other filters in there. I haven't really tried yet, but for now it's been pretty good. It's keeping all the dust out. Been down some track there. OTC thermo fans as well. Very simple to wire up. It comes very straightforward instructions. And with the thermo fans, I'm finding that when we're driving within the cities and at lower speeds, the thermo fans seem to be bringing down that intake, the air intake temperature down by a little bit. I don't think it makes as much of a difference when you're driving at highway speeds, but I thought I'd give one a bit of a go this time. Then, as with the previous 76, I run the secondary filter kit from Direction Plus. We run a 30 micron pre-filter into the factory main filter. I'm a big believer in the second fuel filter. Australian diesel isn't known for being the cleanest around, and with the second filter, like with the 76, we did find that we drove the car around nearly 300,000 k's before we sold it. I had the second fuel filter the whole time. It was still on the factory injectors, so I had the injectors tested and all the values taken note of before I sold the car, and they were still showing up really good. I think that is through a lot of regular maintenance, changing out filters, and the second fuel filter for sure to clean up any extra stuff that your mate might pick up from servos all around Australia. The wiring at the moment is still a bit of a work in progress. I've still got to make up some labels and tidy it all up, but we've basically got a 12 volt power supply down to the rear bar, all your spotlights, your DC-DC, which is in the canopy, and I am in the process of tidying it up as much as we can, getting it all to try and look as neat as we can. But yeah, we are in that sort of process still. Like I say, if you ever had any sort of project cars, it's an ongoing process. So all of our 12 volt sort of stuff, we have picked up the accessory panel as well at the top corner, and I've been adding to that bus bar as well. I think they're rated to about 60 amps, so you can buy kits online to bring that whole accessory panel up to 100 amps. But other than that, under the bonnet, we haven't gone too far with anything. We have a switch for the winch here. It's just an isolator for the winch. So other than that, it's pretty basic. I've noticed with the new 79s, there is a lot more electronics and a lot more fuses that I have to try and familiarise myself with. Like when you open up under the glove box there's a whole extra row of fuses that I assume is all related to the CAN bus system. Look, that sort of stuff does daunt me a bit because I'm not familiar with it, but as technology goes on, we're going to have to keep moving forward, that sort of stuff, unfortunately, and the car does have a DPF. We are keeping it in the car to keep it legal and everything. So yeah. It also does actually, one thing is we do have the Jmacx GVM upgrade, and as part of the GVM upgrade they put in their own brake booster. So up here it's a double diaphragm brake booster to just help out with the braking of having such a heavier car on the road. We come in at about 4 tonne at the moment. The GVM is good for 4.2. That's fully kitted out with 290 litres of fuel, 100 litres of water, but we'll get more into that as we go on. So with the GVM upgrade that we've gone with this time, I looked around and I was going to try and mix and match a few things, and I spoke to different engineers on the best way to do it in New South Wales. We've ended up just going with the full Jmacx Alpha kit. It's a really good bit of kit. We've got the electronically controlled suspension, shock absorbers. We've got the 300mm chassis extensions. We retained the leaf springs though. We didn't move towards the coils. I had a big think about it, and we never had any issues with leaf springs. We run leaf springs on all of the work vehicles that I have anything to do with, and I know a lot of people are moving towards the coils these days, and it's great for a lot more serious forward driving, but we are setting up as more of a tourer this time, and I like the way that leaf springs drive. They're simple, there's not a lot to go wrong with them, there's not a lot of extra linkages with them. It's very easy to maintain. If you ever had any dramas, it's easily fixed on the side of the road. This is why we maintained the leaf springs in this reason. The costing of it, there is a bit of a price difference between your leaves and your coil suspension kit outs from Jmacx. That wasn't the defining factor of why we stuck with the leaf springs. So when we get into it, we did go with your Jmacx radius arms and all your Alpha suspension. With all of the Jmacx stuff, they do a really top job. Like, I had a good look over the chassis extension, and I do a bit of work in fabrication and engineering myself, and they've done a really good job of the chassis extension. Your Jmacx kit is nicely mounted up under the tray here, and it is really cool having the ability to have the adjustable shock absorbers. We do have the Jmacx rear diff housing as well, and the extended tail shaft gives us the leaf spring plates to give us the high clearance plates under the leaf springs. Gives us a bit of extra clearance there under the leaves, as they are such a nice big heavy pack. So Project Overlander down in Sydney, they kitted us out with the GVM Upgrade. It's all Jmacx equipment. So they've kitted us out with the nice radius arms at the front to give you a bit more caster at the front, and it drives really nicely. Extended tail shaft, Jmacx diff, the 600 kilo leaf packs, high clearance plates, everything and anything revolving around the GVM Upgrade. Project Overlander looked after us down there. Really good bunch of guys to deal with. And I would definitely recommend, if anyone's getting full serious about a lot of the Jmacx side of things, definitely talk to those guys. They do a lot of your roof conversions for your troop carriers as well. They had a couple of those on the run down there, and I had a bit of a look at some of the work they were doing, and it is really high quality sort of stuff. So they definitely get a hold of them if you're looking at GVMs or rooftop conversions for your troopies. Yeah. So one of the other things that we've put on our 79 series is just a 3.5 inch stainless exhaust. This one is provided by Torquid. It is a really nice bit of kit, being brushed stainless, and it does look good. The only thing that does frustrate me about it is it actually blocks the top grease nipple of the shackle. I'm probably going to modify something there to make it work or be a bit more easily accessible, because I don't want to have to be lifting that tailpipe out of the way every time I want to grease that top shackle. But otherwise, like, it is a really nice bit of kit. And for anyone with a chassis extension as well, they make the 300mm insert that just bolts up further in the line to make it all work. So as you can see, Jmacx stuck a nice sticker on the back of the car while they had it. We just kitted it out with the Red Arc electric brakes, and just a Anderson plug to charge anything with power source in the back. These other two also, we had some airbags under there on the leaf springs. We put them in thinking that we needed it to help maintain a lot of the weight, but realistically the only time we've ever really had to use them, I think I've put about 10 or 15 psi in both the airbags when we're towing a bigger boat or something like that. The Jmacx kit seems to be holding up really well. Just the rear vision camera for the Kenwood stereo as well. We also have the dash camera and the rear vision cameras hooked up to the Kenwood head unit. So with our roof rack and canopy setup, that's all provided by Higherground down in Morwell, Victoria. Jordan and his team down there do some really high quality alloy work for a lot of this stuff, and not only for the 79s, they do a lot of your big American trucks as well. With your roof racks, they'll do a tray and canopy package to suit any vehicle, even along with your chassis extensions or anything like that. They can 3D scan everything up and do a really neat job of it. Jordan is a really great guy to deal with as well. He's helped us out along the way, and it's good too because he puts everything into a CAD design for us, and he emails a lot of designs through before the build had even started, and we could play with layouts and that sort of thing. So I would highly recommend to anyone, if they're looking for a really high quality alloy tray, canopy and setup, to speak to Jordan and the team down at Higherground. So the way that we've set up the roof rack for now, we are still playing with a few setups. We've just got the shovel down one side, as we always had on the 76, Max tracks on the other, and it's just nice and easy to get to. If I'm ever stuck in the car, Rahel can get out and lay the tracks out for me, and she does a great job of that too. So, and it's great too because you've got a lot more room on your roof. I like being able to get underneath things and actually clean the roof. It's not that clean at the moment, but yeah, I do like to have the ability to get my hands underneath and give it a bit of a touch up. The old tent that we have, the old Bush Company Alpha, or it was an Alpha when we bought it, I believe now they're called the AX27. We've had this tent since about 2019 or 2020. it's been a great tent. It's never sprung any leaks. It's been all the way around Australia, and I think we worked out collectively over the years, we've spent nearly 2 years in there. We've recently changed the mattress to a 100mm mattress. Really happy about that. We're currently running 525 watts of solar. We've got 3 Renogy solar panels on the top there. And that keeps the 200 amp hour battery inside the canopy charged all of the time. It's great, honestly. It's with the 76, we were always maintaining and watching our battery levels, whereas like now, I feel like I don't even have to worry about them. It's been brilliant. So with the cab rack that Jordan's designed for us, it's great. He's put some work lights into the side of it, so we can turn those on from either inside the canopy or inside the cab. He's done a top job, a trick job of absolutely fitting that out. Like, it just looks really mint. He also makes the cab rack for the roof racks for the canopy, which do suit the Bush Company tents really well. They sit nice and low, and everything on there, it's nice and tidy. And the canopy just does a really great job of handling all the weight that we are carrying around at the moment. Being 4 tonne, we are quite heavy. So he's kitted out the rear of this train canopy with some work lights at the back. We've got the 2 on the side of the cab rack, so we've essentially got 360 degrees of lights around the car when we want it. He's done a really tidy job of it too. We're super happy with it. Got the dual rear mounts, dual rear tyre mounts with your crash pad bag holders. It's great being able to have 2 bag holders. You can never have enough place to store your rubbish, especially when you're in some quite remote places. You'd be surprised how much rubbish you can accumulate really quickly, and you got to take everything with you. And even when we pull up to some sites, if there's some mess, if we can fit it in our bags, we will. Ladder as well, very straightforward, nice alloy design, light. Just everything that Jordan has produced is just like really high quality work out of Higherground. I can't stress enough how happy we are with the quality of the work that he's provided us on the train canopy fit out. If you want to get into it a bit more, we'll start going through some of the drawers and everything, I guess. So with your trundle, it gives us quite a lot of storage down in here. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, but the drawers fit nicely. We just keep a few spares, sockets, a small shovel. I keep a couple of fishing rods and fishing rod holders in here as well. That way they're secure. It's quite a nice deep drawer. It goes nearly the full length of the tray. Anything inside of the drawer. We keep a lot of our recovery gear in here. When we are going off-road and those sorts of things, I do like to take a few of them out, and I just generally chuck them into either the pockets on the bags or somewhere that's easily accessible in case we do get stuck. All of the under tray boxes are locked with a key, whilst the canopy doors are also central locking. That's just got ratchet straps and a few other things in there, but they're pretty quite nice deep drawers, boxes, so heaps of room. We've got more storage in here than we ever thought we'd ever need. It also has a water tank here at the front of the canopy. He gets these moulded to suit his layout. I think it holds around 50 litres with just a gravity feed tap. You can hook a bit of hose up to it, and we've just got a pump if we want to run a shower or something straight out of the tank. Very easy to set up. So with the canopy, as I say, everything's central locking. So that's brilliant, like, great for when we got to go do our shopping and those sorts of things. He's set this up really well. We've got our solar, got all our monitor. It's all red arc equipment behind there apart from the panel. There's a 2000 watt inverter, 200 amp hours of lithium battery, and a 40 amp DC-DC charger. Got your 12 volt sockets down here, as well as your micro USB or your USB-C 60 watt chargers, and 2 cigarette plugs, solar input and power output for your inverter. He's hooked us up with the 130 litre Bushman upright fridge, which was really great to we can fit quite a lot of shopping into here. The chest freezers we found do stay a lot cooler for a lot longer, which is I find that opening up the front of the Bushman fridge, it does let a lot of the cold air escape if you are opening it all the time. But with the battery that we've got, we haven't had any dramas, even on cloudy days, and the solar and everything, it stays charged. We're a bit empty at the moment, but this is just how it sort of looks inside here. Small freezer up the top. Yeah, and we've got this front from Overedger. It's a pretty good thing just for a bit of extra storage. Get stuff out of the way. With his layout inside the canopy as well, this is all designed and put in by Jordan. The only thing we did add to was the fold-out table. I like to have a fold-out table wherever we go camping, as you know, if we're going fishing and all that sort of stuff. It's nice to be able to clean the fish, not on the bench inside the canopy. But the pantry is quite deep, you know, all front and the side. Hasn't got a lot in it at the moment, as we've just had a bit of a clean out. Same with the underdrawer here as well. We keep our 2-burner cooker there. It fits perfectly on top of that table. Then here as well, you can lock that just because it's a bit of a heavier drawer, so he locks that, make it secure. We've decked out his top drawer with some of this the foam that we cut out, and just like I say, we're still in the process of setting a lot of this stuff up nice and neatly, but I like to have things not rattling around if I can help it. So this is how we've decked out our drawer with all Stratus gear. Pretty happy with the stainless plate and cutlery and ware that they have. And as well as these Gerber pans, they're all stainless. Deep 10-inch pans, we run 2 of those. We've got 2 burners. We can have a fair bit on the go at once, fighting for us. And then underneath that as well, he's got the bench that pulls out as well, and it's just great being able to stack up stuff here. Find once we've done the shopping, it is nice and solid as well. When we do the shopping, it's always good to have a bench that we can just sit all the shopping on as we stack the fridge. And he's also put in the Travel Buddy oven for us as well. Like, it's a good little thing. We've done a few things in there as well. It's just handy to have something you can warm up some food in, especially when it's a bit windy and a bit horrible. You can just throw something in there, void it, and then come back around and pick it up. And the beauty of the way that Jordan has fitted out his canopies is he's set it up in a way where you can just put 8mm rib nuts in any of these channels. They go up and down the sides. If you want to customise your own layout as well, instead of having it fitted out for you, it's very simple to do, like just by being able to put in rib nuts anywhere you go. He's decked it out with lights on both sides as well. There's not much to complain about, or nothing to complain about. He's done a really good job of getting this whole thing out. Yeah. As we move around to the other side, here as well, we've got another 2 drawers that we've set up. I just keep a lot of the car spares in here, wheel bearings, the compressor, all those sorts of stuff. Keep that in here. And then I think we just have blankets and a few other things. Toilet paper. Just good. I like things to have a place. And he's also put in this shelf up here as well. So we've got the walls for the awning up there. We've got the jump starter. There's the solar blanket, which we've never had to use because of how much solar is on the roof. And the first aid kit, which is easy to grab at as well. And like I say, with a lot of the stuff that Jordan's done, you can can get a better look at where you can fit your riv nuts in here as well. That's why I've mounted up the axe there as well. And yeah, you set it up where you've got a couple of breakers for all your power at the back here as well. So very well thought out layout of what they do down there at Higherground. Everything's got a spot, it's neat, it's tidy, and it is really high quality. And it's nice too. He's put a nice touch by putting in this marine carpet as well and riveting it down to hold everything in place, as well as your bubble seal as well. I haven't had any water get in here yet, so it's been really good. But yeah, very ideal if you want to set up your own layout, or you can buy any of his equipment there to sort of, you know, he can lay it out in any way that you want, come up with a design for you. He has all the tray sides and stuff as well, so. In this, we've just gone for a sealed dog box. We don't have any dogs with us, but the way we've set it up, I've just got a 50-litre additional water tank in here as to the headboard tank as well, gas bottle holder. And this is just like our dirty, this is where we put a lot of our dirty stuff, you know, if you've got sandy items, the chairs, anything like that, they all live in here. Gas bottle being mounted in here. We do have the dog box ventilated as well, so if there is any sort of leak, at least it is all separate to all of the electrical stuff inside the canopy. With any of my battery gear, my chainsaw, any of that sort of stuff, I leave in the back side of the canopy, so there shouldn't be any ignition sources in here. And it's great knowing that it's all ventilated. Definitely, I like having it in there rather than on the back of the canopy or on top of the roof. It's nice and easy accessible. And yeah, same thing with here. We can run the shower out of this tank as well. It's a bit of a temporary setup at the moment. I'm just trying to work out the best way to kit it out, but that's essentially what we've gone for there. With our fuel, we carry around 290 litres. We've got the Brown & Davies auxiliary tank and the Long Ranger main tank. With the Long Ranger main tank, it is aluminised steel, and I believe the Brown Davies is as well. We had the Long Ranger tank in the 76, and it went everywhere, and we never had any issues with it. They've got drain bungs on them if you ever get water in them. And we can get 2,000 Ks out of both of our tanks, and I like the ability to be able to drive past everywhere where the fuel prices are 3 times the price as the next town. So it is a good thing, and we did calculate over the amount of travel that we've done that the money that we'd save by not being able to pull up to those expensive service stations, they paid the tanks off, and then we'll save you money in the long run. So if you are doing a lot of travel, the long range tanks do make a difference. Yeah, we've got the flip out shower as well, so I just kitted this up so we could have the shower away and still open all the canopy doors. I don't really need to fold this out for everyone, but our Bactura, it's a pretty good bit of kit. I'm quite happy with how they've kitted up our shower. So for the interior fit out, Rowan down Department of Interior sorted us out with a pretty good bit of kit down in Sydney. If you're looking for anything to do with the interior side of things, I'd highly recommend those guys down there, as they gave us an incredible amount of good service, very good communication the whole way through the process, and explained everything that we may need or may not need, and let us sit down in their vehicles to see what we would and wouldn't like about some of their stuff. We'll have a bit of a run through and explain what some of these things are and what they've done, and yeah. So where Rowan and the team have really started kitting out our car is they put these door cards in, and they actually have a bit of piping inside of it, which is a bit of a nice finishing touch with their own signature speaker moulds, and all running Helix sound equipment. They've also gone ahead and done a bit of a seal upgrade around the door to stop a bit of the wind noise. They've done this with all of the doors, as well as they did the car builders sound deadening on the roof and the floor. They did the full kit out for us while it was there. Got the one stone armrest like any other cruiser owner will have. The 3D Max Track moulded floor seats. I apologise for the mess. Black duck seat covers on the factory seats. For now, this is what I've found quite comfortable, and if it wears out or whatever, we might look at other seating options down the track. I did have XR6 seats in my old cruiser and found them quite good, but looking at what's available now, there's a lot more now than what there used to be. He's done the XTM center console fridges. It's a direct fit into there with one of their center consoles. We've gone for the console design 2, I believe, with the scan gauge to give you, all of the stuff that we want to monitor: boost pressures, battery voltage, and then you also got the Jmacx Alpha shock absorber controls as well. You can adjust that on the run, and it self-adjusts as well while you're driving. Secondary fuel tank monitor. We've done the Kenwood head unit. Now this is the exact same one as we had in our previous cruiser and found it to be great. I've never had an issue with it, and it's not as bulky as some of the big units is what they are. Each their own. I prefer the smaller unit. We also have just a standard EVC throttle controller, boost and pyro gauges, and this T console that Department of Interior have given us as well is pretty trick. Extra outlets up the top so we can charge what we want to, and I'm a big fan of the standalone units with the TX4500 by GME. Very good unit. I've had that in previous cars, always seem to run towards the same thing. Same in the rear with some of the fit out that we have in the back. We've always just run the springy cords for the hats to keep them up tucked away and keeps the brims looked after. So in the rear of the cruiser, Rowan's decked us out with this rear parcel shelf and the multi-drive harness point. Still retained all the factory stuff down in the corner there, as well as having the phone booster. Got the 12-inch sub by Helix, wired up with the amplifier under the seat. Very tidy, all the wiring's hidden as well as tucked away with all of the soundproofing. Very nice setup done by Department of Interior. Rear parcel shelf as well by Pirate Life, I think. I don't know, I've always liked to have these sort of things hanging over the back windows so we can get a few bags and store some stuff in there. If you take the headrest out, you can put 3 or 4 bags across the back for just your little items that you're grabbing. Just a standard fire extinguisher mount down the side of the thing. And just the controls for the electronically controlled shock absorbers. How nice is this T console? Department of Interior really do some nice stuff down there, and had a look in their workshop as well. Everything is just run very smoothly. It runs a great tight ship down there. With some of our controls in here, we also have the red arc brake controller, all your driving lights, second fuel tank as well, and as well as all the auxiliary lights. We can control these from inside the car as well as inside the canopy when you're mucking around in the dark, I guess. So to wrap that up, this is mostly done by the guys down at Department of Interior. Again, I'll say they have exceptional quality, great to work with, great to deal with, and they've done a really nice job kitting out the 79 in the way that we wanted to. That pretty well sums up everything that's inside the car that I can think of from the top of my head, but the sound system is amazing compared to the factory gear. If anyone's ever sat inside a cruiser before, they know it's nothing astounding, but yeah. So with the awning, it is a Bushwhacker True Blue awning. This is their Australian made stuff. I believe they may have gone away from any of their Australian made products, which is a bit sad. Maybe they are still producing it, but from what I saw online last time, they no longer sell these. Everything seems to be imported now. It is a really big awning. So the reason we like this, it has the nice clean edges. We had the a True Blue awning on the 76, just the single fold batwing, whereas this is, it does give you a lot. Fairly simple to set up too. I'll just run it around. Hook it into somewhere solid on the cab rack. Very strong awning in the wind too. It's got legs, but I don't think you'd ever really need them. It'd have to be absolutely blowing like it is down in Brisbane at the moment. We've just put some little 8mm eye bolts into the side of the tent. It's quite a large awning. It's really great amount of shade, I guess. Canopy fully opens with the awning up as well, which is brilliant. But just the amount of space, and then we got a couple of walls as well, so if there is a lot of wind blowing from one way, we can always set up 2 walls in that corner or 2 walls in that corner, and it really stops, just gives you a bit of shelter when them starts blowing up. One of the first things we did when we got the car is we actually went out and bought a Bushwrapz DIY kit, because traveling around in the 76, it was smothered in pinstripes, stone chips, like you name it. There was paint missing, dents and everything. So we just thought we'd do what we can to give the new one a little bit of extra protection, and we've just gone for the DIY kit. I thought about doing a full wrap and attempting it myself, but I had to go to work, and honestly the DIY kit was going to be the quickest and easiest way for us to deal with that. It took us half an afternoon to fit it all up. You can sort of see the outline there. It does finish just before the end of your doors, but it's got to be more protection than what, anything. And we have already driven quite a few narrow tracks, and because we are in Queensland at the moment, any of the scratches that seem to be showing up into the Bushwrapz seems to just sort of fade away with the heat. So, no, it's quite simple, and if you do damage any, or if you have to peel one of the panels off, you can buy individual pieces from Bushwrapz as well, so you don't have to buy a full kit again. And as well as just the bonnet strip for the car, we did buy a little bit extra and do the over the top of the bonnet, and as well as the canopy doors. So I figured, driving down some of the tracks that we have, it's only a matter of time until one branch catches it. So no, we're quite happy with how a lot of that turned out. Other than that, I don't think we have too much more to mention. I've probably missed something, and if you do have any questions about our vehicle, feel free to reach out. But this is our 2023 79 Series Landcruiser. It is the facelift, it is a V8, and yeah, this is what we've decided to do another lap of Australia with. But if you've liked this video, please subscribe to our channel, and Thanks for watching, and if any of this has interested you, please feel free to reach out, and we will be bringing out some more content of us, traveling Australia in the near future. And yeah, hopefully we've got some more for you soon. Thanks for watching.